Well, this young man who I'm going to bring on next is from Toronto. He's from Etobicoke, just around the corner here. But he plays in goal. I've been talking about him all morning. Billy Cooper joins me on the line. He's back home here in Etobicoke, but he plays hockey for the Kemptville 73's. And as I said, he's on the line now. Hi, Billy.
Hello, sir.
How you keeping? How are you?
I'm great. I am great.
You know, your season's over. You live in Toronto, but you're playing hockey in the CCHL, which is what does the CCHL stand for? The Canadian Central Hockey League, right?
Yep.
And you're playing not in Toronto, but you go through and you live in Ottawa. Kemptville is just south of Ottawa, and you play in that league all year long. So the first question that I have for you, before we get into the remarkable performance that you had last Sunday, is why are you playing in Ottawa when there's so many teams here in Ontario and in Toronto?
Well, I went to prep school in Quebec last year, and CCHL was closer to that, and I got a little bit of exposure to them through there. And CCHL is great exposure to NCAA. They have 2 showcases and bring in a remarkable amount of scouts. So it was a good fit, and I enjoyed my time there.
Well, you made a good point to me afterwards, and you got your head on your shoulders. You said that the CCHL gets well scouted by the NCAA.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, and that suggests to me that rather than looking at the Ontario Hockey League, perhaps you're hedging your bets and looking at an opportunity to go to university in the States.
I am. That's the goal.
Would you prefer that to the OHL, and if so, why?
Yeah, that's the route I've decided to take, and hopefully I make it. But I don't know. I think schooling is very important, and it'd be nice to get it done through hockey.
Parents must be very proud to hear you say that.
Yeah, it's...
Most of the kids I know can't wait to get the hell out of school.
Yeah, I know.
But it's a dead-end thing, folks. You know, learn a lesson from this young man. I mean, there's a situation where he's going to go down to the NCAA. Chances are, if his dream is realized, he'll go down there and he'll become a good enough goaltender to play hockey in the NHL. But you know how many thousands and thousands of young goaltenders there are out there like Billy Cooper, who's obviously a very good goaltender, and we'll tell you why in just a second, but who don't make it to the NHL because there's just no openings there. There's very few openings for a young rookie goaltender to come in. There's only 30 teams. So the attrition rate is very high. So it makes sense to do what Billy's doing and go down there and get your education, because guess what? Chances are you'll have a much bigger opportunity to use your education than you will your hockey career. Am I right?
Yep. And chances are I'll end up at a better school than my marks would allow me without hockey. So it'll be a good experience, and I'm excited to move on to it.
Billy Cooper, playing against Ottawa. Now, you played Ottawa on Saturday. I think you were at home, or were you in Ottawa when you got beat 9-2?
We were in Ottawa. So I was not starting. I did not play.
Well, I was going to say, because you went from the outhouse to the penthouse in a big hurry if you were in for 9 goals.
Yeah.
So you got rested. Your poor colleague let in 9. You get to start at home, last game of the season for Kemptville 73's. And the game goes on against Ottawa. Set the scene. What is it, 3-3 at the end of regulation and overtime?
Yep.
All right. So then the shootout starts. And not only did you save 25, but the kid in the other goal scored 20. You saved 25 straight shots. I mean, we see all kinds of guys scoring all kinds of magical goals. Does Ottawa guys just have hands of stone? Tell us about it. I mean, get into it a little bit. Describe what happened. What was the first one like?
I think the first 2 were the closest ones to going in, for sure. 2 of the better players went first, and what happened was, since it's the last game and Saturday Ottawa clinched first place in the league. Yeah. They dressed a lot of younger players and rested their old guys for playoffs.
Oh, all right.
So there was about probably 7 call-ups on their team, and we even had 5 key players in the stands. So the skill level wasn't there from the start. And
that's very modest of you, but still, it's a breakaway. You'd think one of them would get it between your pads.
No, well, I'm a 6'4" goalie, and I definitely have the advantage coming down on a shootout, and I've been working all year to use my size well, and it really displayed itself pretty well Sunday.
Well, you won't believe it, but our technical director right now, Andrew Tiziak, who's absolutely brilliant, has actually found on YouTube some footage that one of the parents must have been taking with their camera of this particular game as it goes on. So we're having a good chance to see you. Now, is your team in white that night, or are you the goalie here in red?
I'd be the goalie to the left. I'm pretty sure we wore red.
Okay. All right. So we're watching you right now as you're playing. So you get to like making 7 or 8 saves in a row. Now it's starting to build. I mean, were you hearing it from the crowd?
Yeah. Well, when there's always a few guys on the team that you'd never pick to put out on a shootout, and it went through the team, both teams, almost twice. So once a couple of the guys that you'd never pick went out, you knew there's something wrong. But
so they didn't just keep on sending the same 5 guys over and over again.
You have to go completely through your team.
Well, that's a great rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anyone did you see the spinorama goal last night in the league? What's the kid's name? Troy, the guy from Vancouver. He did a spinorama move on the goalie, and the goalie bit on it and damn near slid into the corner. And by the time he got up, the guy had spun around and put the puck in the back of the net.
Yeah. No one tried that. There was a spinorama off center ice, but that was close as they got.
The guy's name, by the way, that scored it for the Canucks was Mason Raymond.
Yeah.
And you'll see that they scored a real a beautiful goal. And anyways, it worked well. So you say the first 2 are the closest to going in. You're 6'4". You get down in the butterfly here, I see.
Yep.
Yeah. Now tell me this, because a lot of people ask. You must work an awful lot, Billy Cooper, on your flexibility, because most of us just can't figure out how you guys get down and not wreck your knees, or the splits that you do. I mean, have you been working on your flexibility for a long time?
Yeah, every morning I wake up and stretch pretty well, and it's key. It's just maintenance during the season for sure. Going to the gym every morning is key to staying out of the injury reserve, and my knees definitely bother me during the 62-game season, but they feel pretty good right now, actually. And every goalie's had knee issues and hip issues, and I just try to stay loose and do the best I can and try to prevent as much as I can.
Well, there's not a lot of guys, not a very few guys can actually do the splits the correct way. That is sort of facing over your leg, but so many of you guys and your colleagues do the splits with your feet out to the side. Can you do that?
In the moment, I definitely have a good chance of doing it.
Wow.
But I couldn't do it if you'd asked me to.
Goodness
but
gracious.
My legs, I can touch both without doing the splits when I'm down on the ice.
Well, 25 consecutive saves leads his team to a 4-3 win for the final game of the season. Not your final game of your career. What team do you go to next? What's ahead for next year, Billy?
Right now I'm heading back to Kemptville, but we'll see. There's hopefully bigger things are coming, and I'll probably play another year of junior somewhere in Canada, and hopefully go down to the States the year after.
That's good. You haven't heard from anyone yet?
No, not yet. I've talked to schools, but there hasn't been a solid offer yet.
Well, I tell you what. You know how many scouts are watching this video right now? After that, you certainly put a name under you certainly highlighted your name, Billy. It was a fabulous performance. Congratulations, and thanks so much for coming on with us. I'm going to keep track of you, and we'll be following your career closely. You are our next sports star here on the Next Sports Star, and we thank you for taking the time.
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
All right, Billy. There he is. Billy Cooper made 25 consecutive saves in the shootout for his Kemptville 73's.